Just wanted to make a video with my glasses off. I just can't stand how they look sometimes. I'm sure it's an eyesore for everyone else too. Been experiencing a lot of withdrawal effects and just side effects from taking diazepam anyways. One of the things that happened was I was just so drowsy all the time and felt like a zombie that I'm going bald, but the hair that does grow, I was like letting it grow out, and it was just looking ugly as heck, especially with these birth controls on. And I've been losing weight, and as you can tell, like when I take the glasses off, like if you're look at me like, like face to face, up close, like I don't look like I'm starving, but like creates like an illusion when you put the glasses on. It just automatically makes your head look thinner, as you can see from how the ones zoom in and like literally make my skull look skinnier. And then my beard was grown out, and I looked up straight hit up. I was in the yard tonight and just had some crazy reactions to the medication, and at the same time my doctor called off this week, so I was also about to run out of my medication, which I didn't go to the ER to even like request any medication, but the doctor went ahead and like understood that I was gonna run out before I could see my doctor. That's funny. I just have a natural habit of putting my glasses back on because I literally have blurry vision. I was trying to make a video without them. So hopefully I get into my doctor. I've been starting to use the transportation systems out here. They have through Job and Family Services, you can, if you have a Medicaid card, they have what's called non-emergency transportation, but you got to call a specific person and set up a ride, and I guess she must get a lot of phone calls because she's really hard to get a hold of, so there's always a chance that I won't be able to set up a ride. Like the company that provides the ride is called Pickaway County Community Action, and usually if you call PICA directly, they tell you if you want to go to a doctor's appointment in Columbus, which is where I am going now to Access, Ohio, to try and finally get into a psychiatrist, like long term. I briefly saw one 2 years ago, 2010, out in Illinois, but I don't know, that was like when I was briefly attending SIU as part of their student health center. And yeah, that's according to PICA, you need 48 hours of notice, but when you call when I talked to someone at Job and Family Services, they were saying if you set up the ride through them, you only need 24 hours, so I need to, not only is it hard to get a hold of them to set up a ride, that's just something I gotta clear up with them. Is it 24 or is it 48? And then I think the PICA told me like time frames for appointments had to be between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. and I think Job and Family Services told me 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. instead. So it's just messed up how like companies that are connected like that aren't on the same page. Yeah, I could go on about a lot of issues I had with Burger Hospital tonight. sent in a representative from Side-of-Payne Valley Mental Health Center. I have an appointment with a therapist tomorrow. I would go to psychiatrists through them, but it's like they got like told me a weird time frame. They said there's a 6 to 12 month wait list. Like, that's such a huge gap. 6 to 12 months. Like, why can't you say like 10 to 12 months? Like, why a 6? Just doesn't make sense. So the representative from Side-of-Payne Valley, they came in to talk to me since I told them the truth. I was having suicidal thoughts. He did like the stupidest thing. He pulled out like a printout of my pharmacy record, and he like sat down like he was interrogating me, and he's like, do you know what this is? And I started going over it, and he started without even like I'd already told the guy that I was on a taper schedule, that I was dropping down from diazepam, and then like he he started like accusing me of like I don't know. At first it seemed like he was trying to accuse me of like taking my medication the wrong way, which is exactly what he was doing. He's like, well, why did your doctor prescribe you 122 milligram tablets and 125 milligram tablets, and then he gave you another refill, and then as you can tell, I'm about to run out of medication because my doctor called off this week, and I had no idea that he was going to do that. And my last visit, I forgot to ask for a refill, and anyways, this mental health representative, he had was holding out my discharge report. He's like this, like the whole month of September you didn't have a prescription filled, and then this was the last one to show up. He was like, he's like, well, if we do the math, and you were taking, if we divide the 5 milligram tablets and the 2 milligram tablets, and divide the 120 by 30 to 31 days in a month, and spread out to that equals this amount. You were taking this amount a day, and then the last time you got a refill, your doctor only prescribed you 2 milligrams, and then quantity 60, and so that only comes out to if if that was twice a day, that would be 4 milligrams a day. So like, dude was seriously like interrogating me, like accusing me. He's like, what's going on here? Like what are you doing? Like, I'm like, and I sat there and explained it to him like clear as day. Like, here's why I didn't get prescribed medication in September, because I had plenty of medication at the time. And then when I went to my last doctor's appointment, I didn't think about getting a refill, and the doctor didn't even bring up refilling my medication. So I don't know. This guy was just an idiot, and I explained my taper schedule to him, how I was dropping down 2 milligrams every 9 days, and then when I got down to 10 milligrams, every 9 days I was dropping a milligram, and even after telling him that, he's like, well, according to this pharmacy history and the quantity you took out, and if we divide that by the days in the month, this is according to that. If we do the math, you were really taking this much a day, weren't you? And I'm like, I wanted to call a guy an idiot so bad. I'm like, what do you not understand about a doctor? That's just what he just decided to, for whatever reason, decided to prescribe me a boatload initially. I imagine so I have plenty to taper down from. And then the ER doctor came in later and like was accusing me of coming to the emergency room just so I could get more medication, and it was so idiotic because I told them I was there because I felt like I had too much medication in my system, and not necessarily too much medication, but I was having like crazy side effects. Like I feel more drowsy off of 20 milligrams total in a day than I did when I was on 25 or higher. It's probably just because I've been taking it for 3 months now. Maybe it just really got to me today. I don't know, but I don't know why it, at the same time as making me feel drowsy and disoriented. Why my brain felt like it was on overload at the same time. That's typically a withdrawal symptom, but I didn't feel like I was having withdrawal effects because I felt so drowsy. I felt like I had almost too much medication. And today I should have tapered down last week, but I was expecting to see my doctor this week, so I just decided to, and he specifically told me not to drop down my dose on my own, but I can't help it. If my doctor calls off, I have to. I mean, it was my decision to try and taper off anyways. It was my bad, his bad also when the dropping down every 9 days ended up being too much for my brain to handle. Then I had crazy withdrawal effects from that like a little while ago, and so he bumped my dose back up, and here we are trying it again. He just wants to be more involved this time and completely oversee what I'm doing. But it's been 3 weeks and I feel way too drowsy, so I dropped down 2 milligrams total today. So was taking 7, 7, and 6 spread out 3 times a day. Now I'm on the unlucky number 666. Yeah, go ahead and close on that.